These movies will twist your brain and chill your spine. We'll break down the most mind-bending stories from M. Night Shyamalan. No fluff, no filters. From shocking plot twists to the scariest scenes and disturbing reveals, we're entering into the darkness that made his films unforgettable. Whether you've seen them all or missed a few, get ready for the full picture. This is the 5 best M. Night Shyamalan Movies Explained, and it's going to mess with your head. Glass, 2019, is one of Shyamalan's finest works because it merges his grounded, eerie storytelling with the superhero genre without losing his psychological thriller roots. The film holds a 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb and 37% on Rotten Tomatoes, signifying a polarized reception. Critics were divided, but fans of Unbreakable and Split appreciated its slow-burn tension and Shyamalan's signature twists, with many praising how it challenges superhero conventions. The story follows David Dunn, Bruce Willis, who uses his supernatural abilities to track Kevin Wendell Crumb, James McAvoy, the man with 24 personalities, including the Beast. They both end up in a psychiatric facility under the care of Dr. Ellie Staple, Sarah Paulson, where Elijah Price, aka Mr. Glass, Samuel L. Jackson, also resides. Mr. Glass orchestrates a plan to reveal the existence of superhumans to the world, while Dr. Staple tries to convince them their powers are delusions. The cast is power-packed. Bruce Willis returns with quiet heroism, McAvoy delivers an intense, layered performance, and Samuel L. Jackson offers a chilling, cerebral portrayal of Elijah Price. What makes Glass notable in the psychological thriller space is its exploration of identity, belief, and the manipulation of perception while staying grounded in realism. It asks what makes a hero or villain and whether the world is ready to accept the extraordinary within the mundane. The plot leads us to a tragic yet powerful finale where the truth about superheroes is leaked to the public, shattering the secrecy that once cloaked them. The film's takeaway? It urges us to question what society labels as normal and challenges us to recognize potential and power within ourselves, even if the world resists it. But if you think Glass left you with a shocking finale, wait until you see what's next. Our next Shyamalan pick will leave your mind spinning. All right, guys, buckle up because we're sliding back to the year 2000 with Unbreakable. And let me tell you, this flick is straight up cold-blooded in the best way possible. It's one of Shyamalan's tightest pieces, dropping a low-key superhero origin story inside a slow-burn psychological thriller without yelling about capes and laser eyes every 5 seconds. Unbreakable sits at a solid 7.3 on IMDb and a juicy 70% on Rotten Tomatoes, which tells you people got what Shyamalan was cooking. Fans vibe with its subtle world-building, that moody Philadelphia atmosphere, and a plot that unfolds like a quiet storm you don't see coming until you're already in it. The story, David Dunn, Bruce Willis in top stoic dad mode, survives a brutal train wreck without a scratch. He meets Elijah Price, Samuel L. Jackson, rocking that purple drip, a comic book dealer with brittle bone disease who believes David is a real-life superhero. As David starts testing his abilities, Elijah's dark obsession with heroes and villains surfaces, and we find out Elijah's been orchestrating disasters to find someone like David. Chills, bro. What makes Unbreakable a gem in the psychological thriller Hall of Fame is how it flips the superhero genre on its head while digging deep into identity, loneliness, and destiny. No CGI overkill, just that raw, creeping tension Shyamalan loves serving up. The plot leads us to one of the coldest final reveals in Shyamalan's playbook, with David shaking Elijah's hand only to see the horrifying truth of what he's done. The takeaway? It's a haunting reminder that heroes and villains are born from the same pain, and sometimes your purpose finds you in the darkest places. And if you think Unbreakable was a wild ride, hang tight, because the next Shyamalan flick on our list will test your fears and your mind in ways you didn't see coming. Let's get weird with Signs, 2002, the Shyamalan masterpiece that made every creak in your house sound like an alien scouting your fridge. This one is top-tier Shyamalan because it blends sci-fi with psychological thriller so smoothly, you're left chewing your nails. Signs rocks a 6.8 out of 10 on IMDb and 75% on Rotten Tomatoes, which means people were vibing with the suspense and that intense, slow build tension. Fans often call it one of Shyamalan's most atmospheric films, with many remembering exactly where they were when they saw that alien walking past the alley on TV, Goosebumps City. The story follows Graham Hess, Mel Gibson, a former priest who's lost his faith after his wife's tragic death. He lives with his brother Merrill, Joaquin Phoenix, and his two kids on a quiet Pennsylvania farm when mysterious crop circles start popping up. Things escalate with strange sounds, glimpses of shadowy figures, and a world reacting to the possibility of an alien invasion. But at its core, it's about Graham's journey to rediscover faith and purpose as the tension around the invasion reaches its peak. The cast is loaded. Mel Gibson brings that conflicted, grieving energy. Joaquin Phoenix shines with anxious yet comedic energy. And the child actors, Rory Culkin and Abigail Breslin, hold their own with haunting innocence. What makes Signs stand out in psychological thrillers is how it turns a global alien invasion into an intimate, claustrophobic family story, using minimal effects and focusing on sound to ramp up fear. The plot leads us to a finale where the family faces the alien in their home, realizing that the water scattered around the house and the children's quirks were not random but signs all along. The takeaway? Everything happens for a reason, even in chaos. And trust me, if Signs had you peeking out your window at 3 a.m., the next Shyamalan film will pull the rug from under you, questioning everything you believe about the world you live in. Get ready to dive into one of Shyamalan's craziest rides yet with Split 2016. This one's a full-blown psychological thriller playground, and trust me, it's the film that put Shyamalan back in the game in a big way. Split sits at a tight 7.3 out of 10 on IMDb and 77% on Rotten Tomatoes, which tells you people weren't just watching it, they were feeling it. Fans went wild for the tension, the claustrophobic fear, and of course, James McAvoy's bonkers performance that somehow manages to feel terrifying and tragic all at once. So what's the story? We follow Kevin Wendell Crumb, James McAvoy, a man with 24 distinct personalities, who kidnaps 3 teenage girls and holds them captive in an underground facility. As they try to escape, Kevin's personalities shift rapidly, with the scariest of them all, the beast preparing to emerge. Meanwhile, his therapist, Dr. Fletcher, Betty Buckley, tries to reach Kevin's true self, hoping to save him from himself. The cast? James McAvoy is an absolute force of nature here, shifting between personalities with perfect precision, from the childlike Hedwig to the cold, calculating Dennis. Anya Taylor-Joy brings a quiet strength to the role of Casey, the survivor with a tragic past, making her someone you can't help but root for. What makes Split a standout in the psychological thriller category is how it takes mental illness, trauma, and the concept of superhuman potential and smashes them into one chilling, contained thriller. Shyamalan keeps the tension wound tight from start to finish. And just when you think it's over, the final diner scene hits, connecting it to Unbreakable and blowing fans' minds. The takeaway? Sometimes our brokenness hides untapped power, but that power can be a monster if left unchecked. And if you thought Split twisted your mind, the next Shyamalan movie we're about to break down will have you questioning every reflection, every whisper, and every moment of silence in your life. When you talk about M. Night Shyamalan's best work, The Sixth Sense isn't just at the top of his filmography. It's sitting comfortably in the psychological thriller Hall of Fame, alongside Seven and Silence of the Lambs. Released in 1999, it cemented Shyamalan's reputation for masterful storytelling, iconic twists, and layered tension that never feels forced. The story follows Dr. Malcolm Crowe, played with a quiet, emotional precision by Bruce Willis, who is trying to help a young boy, Cole Sear, brilliantly portrayed by Haley Joel Osment, who claims he can see dead people. This premise alone hooks you, but it's how Shyamalan unravels the story, layering it with eerie silence, minimalistic tension, and a creeping sense of dread that makes The Sixth Sense a masterclass in psychological thrillers. Toni Collette as Cole's struggling mother adds emotional weight to the narrative, grounding the supernatural in raw, human reality. The chemistry between Willis and Osment is the emotional backbone, every glance and pause adding to the film's slow burn intensity. The dialogue is simple yet effective, with lines like, "I see dead people," etched into cinematic history, sending shivers down your spine without any need for jump scares. Visually, the film is a study in subdued horror, with Shyamalan using muted palettes and long, quiet takes that make you feel the tension in every shadow. The cinematography by Tak Fujimoto creates a mirror effect, pushing viewers to question their own perceptions while watching, drawing them into the story's world where what you see isn't always the truth. What makes The Sixth Sense Shyamalan's best work is its flawless twist, which doesn't just serve as a cheap shock, but enriches every moment that came before it, forcing you to re-watch with a new lens, noticing how meticulously every frame was crafted to lead to that revelation. The film is a reflection on grief, acceptance, and the fear of the unseen, allowing viewers to question what haunts them long after the credits roll. In the world of psychological thrillers, The Sixth Sense isn't just a movie, it's an experience that redefined the genre, showcasing how horror doesn't need loud scares to be terrifying, only the truth hidden in plain sight. Thanks for sticking around as we explored the best M. Night Shyamalan movies in just 12 minutes. If you enjoyed diving into these twists, drop a like and let us know your favorite Shyamalan film in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more quick breakdowns of your favorite directors and movies. Until next time, keep watching, keep guessing, and never lose your love for a good twist. See you in the next one.